Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video. Yes, back on one vlog a week again. I'm trying to get back into my routine. You'll be pleased to know that actually today's video is not sponsored and there won't be any ads involved in this video. Anyway, exciting vlog this week. I'm going to be bringing you along to a training session at home. So long story short, Voss and I are off to a show next week. Next Sunday we're going to Felbridge. We've never been before. It's a totally new venue for us both. So yes, I am rather nervous. I am rather apprehensive because Voss and I have obviously just been consistent going to the same venue like twice in a row. So obviously it's like, it feels a bit, should we be going to another venue? Of course we have to go to another venue. Of course we have to change it up. But yeah, we're going to get some practice in today at home on grass. Not that this venue is on grass, this venue is on a surface. But basically I'm having issues at the moment with arena hires by me. The arena that I usually hire is currently going under major work. It is in the process of being one of the, up and coming equestrian centres in Hertfordshire. And as a result of that, the arena that I usually ride in is also being is under construction. All of the roads around it are being under construction, so it's not possible to get there. So I'm training at home on grass this week. The grass is a little bit wet and damp, so we won't be jumping big because I can't risk Vossi slipping and doing an injury, especially because he's not got studs in. So we will be keeping it quite small, but I can assure you it will be a great vlog for you guys. Especially because I finally feel like Vossi and I are finally connecting together as a partnership, and my trainer is so great at giving us the the support and the advice that we need to be better all the time, which is just brilliant. It's really hard trying to find someone to click with, as I was saying in my previous vlog. Previous instructors I've had in the past, they'll tell me to do things, I'm like, what on earth are you speaking? It's like another language to me. So yeah, really looking forward to it. We're gonna pop up to the yard now. I'm gonna get my jobs done, muck out, do feeds, do nets, bring Vossi in, tack him up, and then we can get on with today's session. Also I forgot to add, this week I sort of went on a bit of a mission converting the field because there's so much electric fencing all over the place because we don't have poster rail fencing. I love poster rail fencing. I think it looks so smart. The only thing is you can't adjust the paddock sizes. The great thing with electric fencing is we are constantly moving it in and out to make the paddocks bigger so the horses have more grazing and less grazing. So it's great to be able to manage the amount of grazing the horses are on. The downside of it is it's incredibly messy and it's so time consuming having to move it around and all the rest of it. So this week I actually went on a little bit of an electric fence mission. I had to reorganise all the electric fencing and move some paddocks out of the way so I could create my jumping paddock again, because this summer I put all my show jumps away because obviously the ground's rock solid. The sun was just ruining my poles, my wings, so I had to put them away. And now the ground's got softer. I brought all my jumps out this week and I built a course and I filmed it, so you guys can enjoy watching the process. The agonising process, might add. It took me 2 hours in total. I was absolutely exhausted. So yeah, I'll start off by showing you the little field renovation and then we'll move on to today's chores and then our jump lesson. Right guys, the challenge that we have today is converting this heap of mess into my show jumping paddock for training on Sunday. So we're somehow going to have to make this magically look amazing. Don't you worry, guys. It's possible. Trust me. It's just going to take a little bit of work, a little bit of a magic. So first of all, I'm going to tackle the electric fencing. That all needs to go. This paddock needs to go. Then I'm going to bring my fences out on my poles and put my magic to the test. Is that even a saying? I don't know. Anyway, without further ado, let's get going. Right guys, quick update. Just spent the last hour moving all the electric fence. So I've got rid of the paddock that was here. And I've also, if you see that fence line there, I've pushed it out a bit. So it was a lot closer in this way. So I've pushed it out so we've got a bit more of a bigger space to jump with. Didn't expect that to take me an hour, but finally, after pulling my fences out and moving the electric fence around, we can finally start building. Oh guys, I am absolutely knackered. That took me 2 hours in total to move all the electric fencing and get all the fences out and build them. So over in the back corner, we've got a little up right there, got the Union Jack up right there, we've got a 2-stride double here, we've got some planks over there, we've got an up right here with some makeshift water trays, we've got the tyre fence, some fillers, and then we've got a little skinny. Lots of fences to play around with. So yeah, not looking forward to jumping it, but at least we got a course. Okay, just got to the yard. Mum kindly mucked out again this morning. What is it with all these surprises recently? So all I had to do was make his feeds and nets. Now we're just going to go bring Vossi in. I'm going to put his heat pad on for a bit before I tack him up and get on, just because it helps with his muscles where he's a bit sore in his hind end area, and it helps relax him as well. Like us, when it's cold, we like to keep ourselves warm, which is what I'll be doing for him. So just going to go bring in the munchkin now. He's been out for a few hours this morning, because obviously they stay in at night, go out during the day. So Mum popped them out at about 8 o'clock this morning. It's now about 10. So they've had about 2 hours, and then after I've ridden, they'll go back out in the field for the rest of the day anyway. Vossi! Hi, darling! Come on! Come on, Papa! Come on! Or just stare at me and not come to me. Vossi, come on! Come here. Good boy. Hello. Hi, you cheeky boy. You good boy. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Are you a good boy? So I've given Vossi a quick groom over and now just popped his heat pad on, as I said, just to warm up his bum area, loosen those muscles before I ride him, as it's quite chilly now. Now I'm just going to get my spurs and hat on, get myself ready, and then get my tack out and tack him up. So just finished tacking up Vossi. Just going to give him a quick walk in before our lesson today. Sun's out. The ground's actually really good. I thought it was going to be really slippy, but we're so lucky. The ground's so good here. So hopefully we'll keep it small still. Like, we're not going to be jumping that. That's just a big ugly fence, that. But yeah, just walking him in now. So another voiceover for you all for my little training session today. So just giving Vossi a nice warm in. Bit of walk, bit of trot, as you can see. We have got some poles out in the field, which you probably cannot see because of the grass. You can see a few here that I'm just trying to bring him around here. The aim is to really get him bending off my leg, because I really struggle. Like, I do not have a strong lower leg, and I tend to sort of just rely on kicking as opposed to squeezing. So when I'm warming up, I do tend to do quite a lot of exercises, trying to really get that lower leg, squeezing Vossi's side to get him listening, getting off my left leg, my right leg, bending either way. One thing that my mum didn't actually film was my trainer got me to take my reins away completely and just totally bend Vossi with my legs alone, which was really hard work. But once I got my reins back, it felt totally different. So just bringing him either way over those trotting poles there, just getting him, as I said, really working on bending him, making him a little bit more supple, and just really trying to, focus on getting him moving as nicely as possible. So now we're coming down this line here, which consists of a few trot poles, and then the aim is to pick up a canter and then come over the little up right here,
which he did really nicely, but he just did not know how to change his back lead, and it was really annoying because he just kept landing disunited. So coming round again this time, I think my trainer at this point was trying to get me to get as many different strides through this distance as possible. I think at one point he wanted me to get 7 strides in, which was just absolutely ridiculous. So hadn't yet picked up a canter there. Maybe we haven't got to that exercise yet. Yeah, now we have. So coming through as steady as possible to try and fit as many strides in as possible. And I wasn't even counting how many strides I got in there, but we got quite a few strides in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that 4? Changing rein this time and doing this the other way. Just bringing him down, focusing on keeping my hands up a little bit, trying to kill that canter as much as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we got 4 in. I didn't see the pole there. We got 4 in there. Okay, so after that little exercise, we then moved on to a different part of the course, which was this little combination here, the water tray down to the brick wall. Jump that, trying to bring him back as steady as possible. Don't want him to rush through this, trying to get him as collected as possible. And he flew those fillers there, but again, he felt like he was trying to rush off with me, so I was really trying to bring him back. So we were trying to string some more fences together here. So we got the upright, over the poles, turning left to my planks, which are here, keeping my hands up, trying to keep him soft and, you know, not trying to be so rough with my hands. This is something that I'm really trying to work on at the moment. I'm really rough with my hands. I don't mean to be. I need to be softer, but it's going to take time. Rome wasn't built in a day, as my trainer says every single minute of my training session. So again, trying to come back down this combination again, trying to be a bit softer with my hands, trying to keep that canter steady. And yeah, you can really see Vossi is a bit steadier this time around, which is nice. So this time we are coming over is it the planks here? Nope, we're coming through this 2-strided double. Anyway, let's join them all together for a course. So we've done the upright. Again, Vossi's landed disunited. So I tried to bring him back into a trot so I can pop him back onto the right lead, which I've done here. Just trying to keep him really steady, focus on my position, focus on my hands, bring him over the little cross of planks there, which he did quite nicely. And we're bringing him round again to this pink upright with the water trays underneath, and trying to keep that canter consistent around that bend there, which he did. And again, trying to make sure he doesn't rush off by also trying to be light with my seat here. Can you see I actually stood up a little bit there in my saddle? Again, also learning to do that as well with my training sessions. So coming round to the tyre fence this time, really trying to keep Vossi as, oh no, back round to the double we go. And he was rushing off a little bit there, but I got him back. So again, we are doing that all over again, but this time instead of the combination, we're going to come over the tyre fence. So just trying to keep him as relaxed as possible, trying to keep my position as correct as possible here. So he jumped that nicely, and again landed disunited every single time. Popped him back down to a trot to pick up the right canter lead this time. Just bringing him round to the planks, keeping him steady. That was nice, no rushing off after that fence. And that was one thing my trainer picked up on, because we actually did change the bit at this point. We have popped him in a pelham, which is far too big for him, but he was coming back to me a lot better in the pelham and not rushing off after the fences. So popped him over the upright, and then again we're coming down to the Union Jack fence, which I think was about 1.5 meters. He tapped it there, but you know, it's kind of difficult because we're jumping some fences that are 40 centimetres, and then we've got fences on the course that are like 1.5 meters. So they're varying in height. So just being a little bit sloppy, not picking up his legs there. So again, struggling to get the right canter lead. So I've popped him back down to a trot, and I'm popping him round to the tyre fence for the first time. And that's it. So Vossi is obviously untacked back out in the field, and I've just come outside to evaluate how that lesson went this morning. So I was riding for an hour and a half because obviously I don't have to pay for arena hire, so the session's gone for longer, which is the downside of having lessons at home.
I had a proper strop today. I was just getting really wound up. I don't know why. I think because riding at home, the ground is so unlevel. We go up, we go down, and of course when we go down, Vossi picks up speed, I lose my balance, and I was just getting really frustrated with my riding today. And I always do. I always get frustrated in my riding at training sessions, because that's when you need to change things. That's when you need to be riding better. Obviously when you're out at shows it's a little bit different, I think, because you don't have someone on the ground telling you how to ride each fence. You sort of get a little bit more leeway to ride things how you want to ride them, obviously trying to be as accurate as possible with regards to how you've trained during the week. But I'm looking back at the footage and I'm like, why did I get so stroppy at that round? I didn't think it was that bad looking back at it, but when you're riding it, it feels a lot worse. But yeah, good session. We were mainly, to be honest with you, we were mainly having a little play around with, again, another bit. My trainer didn't actually bring the gag this time that I used at the show, which I really like Vossi in. So I was back to my bombers bit, and I just don't like Vossi in that bit now. Now that I've experienced Vossi in the gag and how much lighter he is in my hands, he just takes the utter mick in that bombers bit that I've been riding him in over the past couple of years. So he was like, right, let's put him in a pelham, because we only had a pelham here to try him in, and he was a little bit better in the pelham. It was pelham, but again it was just too big for his mouth, and I was just getting agitated. Good job my trainer can just deal with that in a really good way, actually. But yeah, it was I don't know, what do you guys think? Honestly, I'm at the point now where I almost don't even know if I've done good or bad. So I hope your comments can give some clarity on how I did today. But yeah, I just felt a bit annoyed when I was riding around, but as I said, when I look back at the footage, it didn't look as bad as it felt, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you for tuning in to another vlog. God, I just put too much pressure on myself, don't we all? Hopefully I will see you next week at my show vlog, which will be at Felbridge. First time there, new venue. I don't know how that's gonna go, but yeah, I'll vlog it for you. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and also give my Instagram page a follow too, which is also Riding with Charlotte, and I'll see you next week. Bye.